Hey guys, on this week's NBA Weekly on AfterBuzz TV, we are breaking down the Eastern and Western Conference semifinals. We're talking about that amazing buzzer beater by LeBron and so much more. So stick with us. We've got that coming up right after this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up.
Well, J. Cole hard, man.
I know, the J. Cole vibes.
These are the good vibes right here.
Hey, LeBron's counting it up, right?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I know I'm dark skinned, but I'm blushing, girl. I'm blushing.
You silly. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another week of NBA Weekly here on AfterBuzz TV. Thanks so much for joining us this week, whether you're listening throughout the podcast or watching us live on YouTube.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Christine Bean, and I'm joined by the full panel this week. We've got Evan, Monse, and David.
What's going on?
Mr. Bloom, Mr. Bloom.
In the building.
In the building, yes. And we're back in our team jerseys today, showing our team some love.
I brought my Clippers jersey.
Clippers in the house.
Yes, because it's also Chris Paul's birthday.
Happy birthday.
So I'm wearing
Happy
Chris Paul's
birthday.
jersey. Avi, happy 33rd birthday. He had a great game.
33.
33.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 33 years old. See, I would have worn my Chris one too, but I just couldn't.
And he had such a great game.
Like,
It
I
was
just
like the
couldn't-
perfect time to wear
I
it.
couldn't
His heart
hold
wouldn't let him.
my wasn't in it.
You
I could have
wasn't
brought my
not-
Blake one out too, but like, no, I
That
gotta,
one,
gotta go
listen.
old school for my boy Elton Brand.
I have a
You
Blake
know,
one too, and I was
Good
like,
Lord.
keep that in the closet.
Yeah, just gotta put that out there. Like,
Oh, so
hopefully
crazy.
I have used to this DJ one by the end of the summer, but
And then we got Evan rocking the Cavs jersey.
I
Yeah.
think we understand what's going on. Whatever it is.
Saluting the head honcho
I
LeBron.
think we understand.
Can we just all have a moment of silence for how awesome LeBron
the
James is?
greatness.
It was.
I told you, I brought his bag. It's fresh
The
and clean.
LeBron James
It's
bag.
a LeBron James bag. There's a whole lot of stuff in there. We gonna talk about that later.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Seriously.
There's a lot of stuff in this bag too.
There
Goodness.
is. And there's, speaking of things in that bag, there's a lot to unpack with this week.
Come on,
All the
man.
games that we had.
So much.
Just initial thoughts on this week. I feel like this was just such good basketball this week. I was thoroughly entertained by every single game. I mean,
Anxiety.
to call the NBA binge-worthy is, I think, appropriate.
100%.
Oh, for sure. It was.
You
Oh,
good,
go
Bloom?
ahead.
Oh, you good, Bloom?
All right. It was just. I don't know. It's just such an interesting week of basketball to watch. And I know for a while watching playoffs, everyone's like, oh, like okay, Warriors, Cavs, and maybe still Warriors, Cavs, but like everything in between. Even the
Right.
first round, but the second round, like the Pelicans, like are stealing games, and the Jazz are stealing games, but still, like you got the domination with the two teams.
Yeah.
Right.
You got teams up 3-0 that I didn't even think was possible.
That is true though. That's true.
We have everyone in the entire world sleeping on Terry Rozier.
Yo, wait a minute.
Yo.
Wait a minute. Stop the presses. I'm glad he said that. Because
Yeah.
I've been waiting all week. I've been salivating. I've been chomping at the bit to give David Bloom his due.
4.
Taking a bow. Taking my bow.
Rozier.
This dude was saying Terry Rozier, and they scoffed. I can't even chuckle myself. I think I chuckled. You might even catch me chuckling. Like under my breath, I was like, he must be crazy. No, Terry Rozier's crazy. But I was kind of quiet. But that boy is balling.
Do y'all know how many minutes Rozier has gone without a turnover? 99 minutes and 24 seconds since Rozier had a turnover.
Damn.
I mean,
No.
what?
That is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, so give you the props, my
Yes.
man, because you
Damn,
called
Blue.
that early on. You
Blue,
gave him his
Stepping
credit
up.
early on.
David, you were on the money with that. Before we get into the Celtics and that series, I want to try and just break up this episode into the Western Conference semifinals and the Eastern Conference so we can
Nice.
kind of figure out where we're at this week.
Nice.
A lot of game 3s and game 4s this week, but I want to start with the most recent game, which was the Houston Rockets playing the Utah Jazz today. The Rockets are now up 3-1 on the series with their win tonight, 100-87.
Yeah.
Yeah, once
It
done.
was not as I honestly thought that the Rockets were gonna dominate more than they did because Jazz held their own, and there was moments where it was just let's say it was the lack of experience. Moments where you stopped Rockets 2 plays in a row, and you had the chance to like cut it down to even less than 5, and they just couldn't
Yeah.
do it. But they would stop them. They would stop James Harden and stop Chris Paul from shooting that sweet 15, 16-foot jumper that he loves.
His favorite.
It's beautiful, beautiful. But it wasn't as big of a domination as I think most people were expecting.
Yeah.
Especially like Ernie Johnson and Shaq and Charles Barkley. They were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be over. It's gonna be over. And it was
Yeah.
like, yo, it's halftime, and it could go either way.
Utah's really good. They're really good.
Really
up-and-coming
good.
team. They really are. And it's interesting because I was talking to David about this off air, like how important Rubio's presence in locker room. Because I know it sounds crazy. Ricky Rubio, listen, y'all gotta hear me out here. Listen, I'm talking basketball specifics here. It's about to get real nerdy real quick. Listen,
Get into it.
Donovan Mitchell is a rookie, fresh. Boy, 2 years ago he's playing against high schoolers. You know what I mean?
That's
So
crazy.
it's like what happens is now Rubio, he takes the pressure off Donovan Mitchell. He's able to cook. Donovan Mitchell doesn't have to worry about setting up other players. He doesn't worry about and getting his points and sparking the offense. Rubio's here to get guys involved, keep possession of the ball, and then get Donovan Mitchell set up. Now Rubio goes down. So now Donovan Mitchell gotta do all of that in his first year, and he's just getting a little overwhelmed. That's just all it is.
I will say though, in that responsibility to take that up, now he does have help from Ingles to kind of run the
Yeah.
offense.
Yes.
Yeah,
But I will
show
agree with
Ingles.
you with something you said earlier, Monse, the fact that Houston, a lot of shots weren't falling for them. They weren't shooting the way that we would normally expect from them, hitting their threes. There were a lot of baskets that honestly could have gone either way that was very favorable for
Yeah.
Utah, I felt. And, you know, Mitchell really struggled to get going offensively in the first quarter. He
Yes.
picked it up later in the game as he got more comfortable, but initially he's their guy and he wasn't getting it started for them. So that took some time.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest X factor for the Rockets is Clint Capella. He
Well, this game-
locked
Better
up
believe it.
Ingles.
6 blocks.
6 blocks.
Six
Not
blocks.
only that, hold on, let me pull up the box
no,
score
for sure,
because
for sure.
Clint Capella.
Clint Capella.
He's
how
up
many-
and coming,
Yes,
which
he
is
He had
really
10
nice.
defensive rebounds, 15 rebounds, 12 points on the night, and 6 blocks.
Right.
He was, to me, the X factor for Houston in this game. That really kept. I mean, there was a point, I think, third quarter, where he had such a ferocious block and he hit him with the.
Oh, I know. He did it to Donovan Mitchell.
He did, and he said, "I'm gonna shut that ish down. It's not going down."
It's easy to
He
do that
was
with-
their fire.
That, you know, I know. I was like, you need to calm down
You do gotta
because
calm
you
it
are
down.
so much taller that you should block
Yeah,
him.
see, but that bother you. That does bother you. You can't. First of all, hey, big guys out there, you can't brag when you block somebody you a foot taller than.
Yeah, it's like when I get blocked.
You
Well, yeah, you
serious?
should block me.
You better block that.
You know what I'm saying?
No, this was 6'4".
I didn't like it. Now you block somebody like DeAndre Jordan.
Come on, let
All
you know
right,
it, yeah.
go
that-
ahead
yeah,
and
yeah.
do it like
You don't be doing
Matumbo
it.
used to
but
do.
they're not playing DeAndre Jordan.
But you know what? But you know what I'm saying? Or he did it. He blocked Gobert.
Yeah.
and that was great. Okay,
That makes more sense.
That makes more
You
sense.
blocking somebody 6'3" and a half. You better block that shot. Clint Capella.
Speaking of those blocks, like the game, like third quarter on, started to get real chippy, real intense.
Yes.
There was a lot of jawing back and forth. And then, you know, Dante Exum got hurt. He went out. So that's
Yeah.
another chip at Utah right now that they have to deal with. Like, if it just feels like they're losing people one by one, and it's not going to do much good for their offense right now.
I love that he went back in to shoot that 3 though.
Yeah,
getting
it's still
injured.
after the
So how much
hamstring.
he
To the
blow?
hamstring, he
Yeah.
went back in, and he almost made it. But I was like, he just came back in to shoot all time.
It's interesting though. Like, this is what's happening is what should have happened. That's the number 1 seed. I know a lot of people like to act like when you a number 1 seed, you better play like it.
Yeah.
Like ain't nobody surprised. Houston, you
Yeah.
should have swept this team.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Well, ain't nobody feeling bad for you. Like, well, Utah. Everybody likes to act like they seen Utah coming because that's what they like to do. They like to hedge their bets when things get tight.
oh, yeah.
So all the sports pundits come on and be like, oh, Utah, oh man, such a scrappy team. This team should be getting blown out.
Yes,
They should not be
And now
doing what they're
Houston
doing.
is doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They're running them off the court. That's what they're doing, and they're closing it out in Houston. It's just
I
Yeah,
think
no,
they
it's
will
over.
close it out for sure. I mean, tonight CP3 and Harden combined for 51, and we said from jump that it was a modest shooting night for the team. So imagine
sure.
them on all cylinders
All right.
at home. I think right now the team has this, or I would imagine they have the mindset that Golden State will be laying in wait very
You
soon.
better believe
so
it.
this is a collision course that we know that these teams are all on right now. So I think the faster Houston wraps up this series, the better it's going to be.
They need it. Oh,
they
yeah.
get that rest. They get that rest and
Oh,
relaxation.
it's important.
It's a
for
mental thing.
The Warriors, for Steph and Draymond and KD and Clay. I'm not gonna forget Clay and
No.
JaVale. So many people on that team. You want of course, you want that rest to prepare, but like
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated,
Get
stay
your massages,
healthy.
Get your meditate.
Meditate. What
Pray.
else is LeBron doing? Ice baths,
Yeah.
jacuzzis. Well, whatever LeBron's doing, we should all be doing that. Let's be
Warriors
real.
Coming, man. They're coming.
They are. So that's where we are at with the Utah-Houston series. I believe next game is going to be Tuesday night, Game 5 at Houston. So we'll probably see that series wrap up.
The end of the season for the Utah Jazz.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about to be over.
It's a wrap.
I mean, you said it best. I mean, without Rubio coming back anytime soon.
He's that important. He really is.
I think
though.
he was listed as questionable for tonight.
He was, girl. He was.
But, I mean, he didn't seem like he was in any position to play from my standpoint.
No,
Right.
it's not worth it.
No.
Even for next season, if you want to keep the guy and try to build, not around, if you want to build around Mitchell as your guy, but you want him to be that he doesn't have to set up the offense because he's so fresh. Like you want a guy, because that's when rookies do their best, is when they're able to have like a veteran point guard, like get them open shots and get them to drive.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's perfect.
That's fine.
It's a great point, David. That's what I'm saying. Like Rubio, he's a veteran player. He's been in this league many years, and he's helping the young buck along, and they were playing off each other really well.
Yep.
It was looking nice.
He's a very important player.
I will say though, I know we were kind of ragging on Utah and no one saw them coming. I will say though, I thought that they've played inspired basketball this postseason.
I agree.
I mean.
Oh, Christine, I'm not talking
they're-
about you. I'm talking about professionals, ESPN guys.
yes,
I'm talking about all them because I be listening to them like, wait, what?
Yeah, they
I
do
listen to
fly
y'all
off the
every
handle.
day. Y'all don't never talk about Utah.
No, yeah. Yeah.
So shout out
And
to
now
your girl
it's
over here.
Utah. So
I agree. They've been playing really great
Oh
basketball.
my God! Are you kidding me? Best defense in the what do they say in the NBA from like that since Gobert came back.
Yeah.
So you can't. That's not a fluke. They just went into a buzzsaw. That's all.
I
Yeah.
mean, every team on their way out in this postseason right now, the conversation immediately shifts to what moves can they make to get better for the following season
Right.
and things like of that nature. I think even the fact that Utah has made it this far in this playoffs and have their rookie be the star and one of the leading names in the conversation for rookie of the year, I feel like that team should be proud of where they're at. But
They are on their
also
way.
still make moves. Yeah, they're on their way. I can't say I know exactly right now what's next steps they should take. I'm talking like they're already going to be eliminated.
They
but
are.
They are.
Yeah,
But it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward. Because like you said, with a rookie like that, you want them to have the chance to grow in these first 2 years and show the league what they can do.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, their team, I'm not, like, they can maybe go out a guy, but, like, they're a couple years out.
Yeah.
They're a year or two, I'm not going to say they're a year or two out of being a championship team, but give Donovan Mitchell just a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of time to gel a little bit more, maybe get one small name that can be, like, out of nowhere, like a Joe Ingles or like even a Rubio, because people saw him get signed by that team if they didn't think he could do what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Ricky Rubio. He was good for a while on the T-Wolves, and he kind of went a little downhill. They moved on from that era of the Kevin Love stuff. And then he came here, and he's been much better than people thought he would be.
Yeah, it's interesting. People underestimate what a player he came from Spain, and he was like the guy. People forget when you get heaped pressure on you all of a sudden, like they were like he's the savior. His passing tenacious. People don't all handle that the same way.
Right.
Man.
No.
Ricky likes this situation. He likes if you ask him, he likes this version of himself better than when he first came into the league.
Exactly.
He's more calm. He's more relaxed, man. Like all that pressure, man.
It's just about to say that.
For that franchise, was it? Let's stop acting like that team has ever been good, man. They had that nice cute little run when they had like AG back in the day. Ain't nobody trying to get no championship over there. Rubio, he good where he at in Utah,
Yeah,
man.
and that's
Yeah.
exactly, you're right. It's the pressure is a little less. He's
Yeah.
not required to score. He's just required to pass the ball, which is what he wants to do.
Facilitate a little bit.
Facilitate,
Dump it
for
off to
sure.
the young buck over there.
Yeah.
Well, I want to move on to a team that does have a lot of pressure to win and to repeat this year. Let's get into this Golden State
You
Warriors.
couldn't resist.
Pelicans here. I mean, we're talking about the
Warriors.
West. Hey, I
Listen.
will have none of this tonight.
Shout out to you for like not starting with it though. That was hard for you to do.
Yeah.
You were typing up the
You're
rundown.
waiting.
You were typing up the rundown. Let me I'll put them second.
Listen, we went in order of games, okay? Let's be real
I
here.
ain't mad at you.
Well, the Warriors are up 3-1 on the Pelicans in this
No,
series.
really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Say?
The Warriors are up in a series about to take it
Warriors?
at home. No
Yes.
way.
Says all kinds of sarcasm at this table.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's something we
Y'all
can
be-
expect with the return of Curry last
course.
week into this week, game 3 and 4 in New Orleans. You know, the team had some extra juice with Curry on the floor. Of
course.
And, you know, even though they did lose game 3, winning game 4, I'm sorry, I'm losing where I'm at. Winning game 4, I think, was important for them because they came out in that first quarter playing like the Warriors that I know that I've been waiting to see really lock in, especially with Steph in that lineup.
On the defensive end, too.
Yeah.
On the defensive end, they were crisp. And that's usually when the Warriors are at their best. It
Yeah.
starts with their defense.
That's what makes them a championship team. That's
Exactly.
defense.
That they all play defense.
Yes, they do.
At every minute, it gets so annoying.
It's
It's
frustrating.
like, what do they give you guys that you all play defense?
Every single guy
and
plays defense.
every play.
Buying
Like,
into the system. That's what they do. You got guys that buy into the system. You got Clay, who is the most humble dude in the world. Father was an NBA player. No one even cares. He just, drop like 87 points on you.
Yeah,
Then go
no
back in the
big
locker
deal.
room and be like, I missed a couple jumpers at the end. Like, just a humble kid. Then you got Steph. Like, hey, what's going on, man? I'll just drop 75 points as well. You got them with a humble superstars. That don't even make sense.
They
But
don't.
you know what? That's honestly what pisses me off about a lot of hate towards this team because it's not like you have these like super braggadocious dudes.
Draymond.
Okay, is it enough?
Hold on.
Hold
Is
on a
enough?
sec.
I was just talking about Clay and Curry. We're just
That's
talking
real.
about that.
There's
That's
a one Draymond Green on that team.
And he's
No, I know what you
enough.
mean, though.
Speaking of Draymond, though, can we talk about the fact that Rondo and the Pelicans were definitely baiting him? I think.
Word. That's what you got to do, though. I don't know why-
Honestly.
I don't
That
know
is
why
what you
more-
have to
But
do.
I don't know why more teams don't do that. He stacks up technicals.
Every
throughout the
team
year.
Yeah, you got teed up
they
his game.
want to get
You
it out of
gotta,
him.
you gotta mess with him a
Push
little bit.
his buttons
Yeah.
because he is the heart of your team, man.
He really
He
is.
really is like the gel. Like if you guys are playing a team and it's a close game,
Yeah.
I feel like he is like the brains. He's like, all right, guys, we're gonna calm down. We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, I'm not gonna score. Your ass is gonna score, but we're gonna do it.
Or he'll even give you the hard foul to set the tone. Like,
Everything,
he's-
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
his intensity is something that makes their team notorious. I mean, going into, I believe, game 3, there was like a quote flying around from Steve Kerr. The fact that Draymond didn't have any technicals was like the stat line of the playoffs. And then, of course, the following game, he gets his
Then he
first
gets,
technical
Don't you
teed up
worry.
right there.
season. But I will say, I think Draymond's holding it together pretty well.
For
Considering
Draymond?
that's the first for Draymond.
Oh, he's like Mr. Rogers right
we
now. That's
haven't
he's like
even
Mr.
reached
Rogers.
peak level from Draymond. Like, let's be real here.
that
He's
Hulk?
saving that. Yeah.
Was he?
He's like the Hulk. He's
stacking
Infinity
up them
War
technicals.
spoiler. He's like Hulk in this. Like he's holding it down. Like
Right
it's
now.
not coming out just yet. It may
Yeah.
come out later. But the Warriors, they won it tonight, 118-92. They led it by as many as 26 points. They never trailed. But I think the star of this game was KD, finishing with 38. He just took over.
36 minutes. 38 and 36 minutes.
38 and 36. He was getting to all of his spots,
Yeah, for
hitting
those,
that
for
elbow.
those that are not good with math, he 38.36 minutes. He got more points than he had minutes played. That's more than.
Yeah.
That's more than mathematics was always my weak point, but that's pretty efficient.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Don't even make sense.
His efficiency.
You know, I can't stand that boy. He make me
I
sick.
can't stand him.
This is
Nope.
this is when
Nope.
KD proves his value though,
Ugh.
because even on a night that Steph and Clay they still shot pretty well. Steph with 23, Clay with a calm 13.
He playing too much defense tonight. When Clay has a bad night, he's just playing too much defense.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
then you
I'll
have
stay
a
here.
night where KD can drop 38 and everything is gravy. So.
Yep.
That team.
That's the thing. Just like we were talking about last week, I told you when Steph get back. I told you professionals. There's no jail period. People think that's how it is. Listen, professionals like Steph, what do he do? Walk in and drop 28. That's what he do. I told you.
You can do that.
Because they subscribe to my thing I call parking lot defense. And I tell you, I talk about that. Monty, did I tell you that? You meet when you want to D up Steph. You meet him in the parking lot at Oracle, and you walk with him into the shower. And you D him up from then to the fourth quarter is over. And then you might get somewhere. Until they
And
start
just
doing
then.
parking lot defense, then you're going to keep dropping 30 on y'all.
It was also a quiet night for Mirotic. He was a presence with his 11 rebounds, but points wise he only contributed 7 points. Anthony Davis did put up 26. Drew Holiday put up 19.
Yeah.
But
Just
at the end
too
of the
much
day,
firepower.
yeah, I think they were just like every time they made some sort of a run, the Warriors just responded, and they responded in a way that was like, okay, we're not going to let this drag out. Like we're asserting our will on this game, and we're
Absolutely.
taking it.
Yeah, because the Warriors, they just capitalize on every single time you miss a shot.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you miss 1-2 shots, you gotta go shot for shot with that
Absolutely.
team.
You really
Back and
do.
forth, play for play, because they're not gonna miss. They were getting shots easy, even the hard shots. Like I saw this one play, you know, at the end of like the TNT, those like NBC games, like you see the slump, yeah, and go like, we'll be right back on TNT, and I just saw KD rise up for a shot, and you see AD's hand like come up. They're just going for the block. I'm like, he's got this block, and I just see the ball go in. You see the ref behind there like this with the three, and it just bam right there. He's too tall. He's too long of a player.
And he's good.
Y'all lying
Yeah,
if you're
okay,
saying
there
he
you
is 6'9",
Liars.
6'8".
Liar,
He
liar,
is
pants on
center
fire.
height. He is a center playing a small forward's
Yeah.
game.
Question.
Yeah.
And he's doing it.
He's a traitor, but he's a good traitor.
Hashtag truth.
Oh my God! Y'all leave that man alone. He was a free agent. Leave that man alone.
No.
Oh my God. Well, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I do want to move on to the Eastern Conference, but
Yeah.
this pretty much wraps up our breakdown of the Western Conference semifinals. I'm ready to see
It's going to
what
be.
we all know is going to happen.
Right?
Yep.
What we've been waiting for.
Rockets.
Been waiting for it.
Conference finals. I'm beyond excited for that.
Seriously.
Me too. Me too.
It'll be good.
It's gonna give me a lot of anxiety, but it's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
It's funny because both of these, I feel like those two series have, become a series. Whereas like now in the East, I can't believe
That's
both
so true.
series are up 3-0.
Right.
I
And-
thought close series.
Without
Yeah.
Close series is
Yep.
one of those words.
No, we got you.
It's
We
something
got
like
Yeah,
that.
well, you know what I'm talking about. Words and such.
Well, let's shift gears and start talking about this Cavs Raptors series. This
you
week
didn't.
actually
Right over there.
we have to celebrate the fact that Toronto was renamed this week to LeBronto, guys. We renamed the city. Thank you, LeBron.
They got my memo.
Did you guys see that picture of Drake and it said bronze plan?
To the 02 to the 03. Yep.
That was
you.
the best thing that came out to me, in
Oh,
my opinion. Just
no.
that his face, bronze plan.
There's this one video I saw of it's exactly timed to the shot when it hits the glass and it says turn that 02 into that 03
Oh,
and the
yeah.
02 hits the glass and the 03 goes right into the basket.
Before I forget, because I want y'all to see this video. I want them to play this video, and I want y'all to watch this video, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think of this video because it kind of sums up what I be talking about all the time. It's harsh though.
It's
All
harsh.
right,
Okay.
guys. For anyone listening, we're gonna play this quick video.
The Cavaliers playoffs 2018. We run this league.
Nothing gonna stop LeBron James.
Everybody knows about LeBron.
But don't forget about us.
The other Cavaliers.
And whatever LeBron needs, we'll get it done.
As long as what he needs isn't basketball.
But we've got everything else covered.
Every time LeBron makes a free throw, I'm right there with that high five like, there you go, LeBron.
I always got LeBron's back and his shoulders.
I hold LeBron's third and fourth cell phone. You know that thing when you roll the ball up the court to save time? I'm pretty good at that.
And I only play in blue jeans. I average 0 points, 0 assists, 6 personal fouls.
I sweep up LeBron's job. I run the pick and roll. That's when I pick up LeBron's laundry and roll it on over to his house.
I'm 53 years old. I have 7 kids, and 2 of them are also on the Cavs.
Our point guard is a Roomba.
I'm still learning the rules, and I'm a slow learner. We run an offense called hot potato. LeBron throws us the ball, we throw it right back. Hot potato.
I shoot granny style. And don't forget about the girl on our team.
It started as a gimmick, but guess who's the second leading scorer on the team? Even though I'm a heavy smoker.
And we're the other Cleveland Cavaliers.
So we all just want to say,
Thanks, LeBron.
thanks, LeBron.
Thanks, Bron. Thanks, LeBron.
And hey, sorry, man.
Listen. Okay.
Oh my God.
SNL steals the show. The reason why I found my man sent me that video, and I want y'all to play that video because I'm never gonna be that harsh.
Right.
But
That is.
that's so ridiculous.
All
I
right.
respect all NBA players, but I just wanted to show that because like they made a sketch based on how much LeBron has to carry a team.
Right.
They had somebody sit down in a comedic room and write up a sketch because that's how much this dude has to carry the load. 11 playoff games where LeBron James is leading in points and assists, the longest streak in history, the longest, like no one has that record. This dude has to do a lot of stuff, man. And it just goes to show you like the testament for him to go up 3-0 on the number 1 seed, by the way. Let's not gloss over that they're a number one seed.
Number
Bum
one
number
seed.
Bum number 1 seed.
Listen, I'm with you. To
They're
me, the
bum number
Raptors
one
are the Blazers of the East.
They
It's
kind
tough.
a little
It's hard
bit.
to argue, but it's hard to argue. that.
You're right. And, prior to this series, I would say, man, this video is perfect. But right now, we got to give it up to Kevin Love.
Ish.
That boy,
Enough.
this last 3 games, he played what we call basketball.
Finally.
He decided to play what he's being paid for.
But this is what I'm trying to say. What's so crazy is that we're actually trying to give somebody props. He's an all-star, perennial all-star.
sure,
Like
for
you
sure.
got it. He's actually playing. Like my daddy would always say when I would like clean up the house, he'd be like, I ain't giving you props for doing something you supposed to do. That's what my dad would say. I'm like, Dad, I cleaned up the bathroom. He's like, boy, you supposed to do that. So I'm not giving Kevin Love props for doing something he's supposed to do.
I get you, but he was not doing it.
Exactly.
He was not doing it for so long.
But when you start doing it again, you don't get props. You get, there you go.
That's my man.
Look what you're doing now.
David Bloom
Stay doing this.
He's in my brain. You don't get props.
No.
You guys,
get a there you go.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
We said it earlier. We
Anakin.
know how the national sports media is. They're going to blow up his contributions to the game. Now it's going to be, oh my God, Kevin Love is producing and yada, yada. And they're going to give him
Precisely.
some love. No pun intended.
Precisely.
But
and he should get some, but Lord have mercy. Before we get sidetracked, I got to make amends with Ty Lue. Listen, I talk about situation of basketball on this panel, and I talk about how Ty Lue's not good at it, but he made the call of the game, final play of the game, called the final timeout, has the option to advance it to half court, chooses not to, chooses to have them defend him at the full length of the court and threw them out of defensive sorts. They had to guard LeBron James a whole 94 feet, 93, 94 feet, and then it really caught them off balance where they couldn't set their defense up in the game winner's hit. So that's all Ty Lue's call. That was all his coaching. I'm sorry.
let's also just, I mean, it goes without being said, but the fact that LeBron can even hit a shot like that, I mean,
That was
many post-game interviews that came after him talking about he practices that shot. That's something that he does regularly, but my God.
We don't see it. Yeah.
To see it in game, tie game, like those kind of moments are what you just wish for when you think of a good playoff series, and LeBron just gives it to you. Like, just
it was
here.
beautifully executed. It didn't even hit the rim. It was literally like, what did you say? Kissed it off.
It was a soft kiss off the glass.
It was a soft kiss off the glass.
I told you, if he kissed it any more sensually, I told you, Savannah would have to file for divorce.
Oh my God.
Because it was that sexual.
It really was.
Was it not?
It was. And I don't know about you guys, but I was watching the game and I was like, well, LeBron's going to win the game. It's just a matter of how.
Shout out to your girl, because I was shaking in my boots. I was like, I don't want to see. I hate overtime. I can't stand overtime. I need LeBron to get rest.
I literally was like, well, LeBron's gonna win. I didn't even second guess
girl,
it.
Man.
I think I just grabbed whatever beer I was drinking. I was like, go ahead, LeBron. Go ahead.
Do your thing.
At this point, I mean, LeBron has ripped the soul out of Toronto. I'm just gonna say that because it needs to be said. He has ripped. It's just in the palm of his hands at this point.
It's funny you said that too, because that's in their souls in his bag. Too.
Yeah, you got everything in there. The glass.
Oh, listen, the last stuff in his
DeRozan's
bag.
skill?
DeRozan get hooped, but listen. Their heart's up in there. The whole city of Toronto's in there. LeBron, listen. That fadeaway's up in there. That soft.
That's
that
good.
float off the glass is up in there.
Is there actually anything in that bag?
You gotta use your imagination. You see Hook? You never see Hook from the. You know when they imagine the food and the food comes. Like, yes, that's old school. There's a whole lot of stuff in this bag now. I was gonna put props in there. We just hadn't had time. I was gonna make cookie, I was gonna get a heart. I was gonna get Play-Doh.
Oh
my God.
Next time. When LeBron fully rips the heart out of LeBronto.
Yeah. Looking ahead to Game 4, though, do you think? I guess my question for you guys is: do you think the Cavs can wrap it up next game? Because Game 4s are the hardest game to win. To close out a series is not an easy thing. I feel like, we get so caught up in just the greatness of one player or a team and these expectations that it's like, oh, they need to do it. Playoff basketball is hard. It's supposed to be this hard.
Absolutely.
And I fully expect, with the confidence level that the Cavs are on right now, going into this game, that it's still going to be very hard to just completely sweep the Raptors.
I agree.
I agree, but I think it's gonna happen. If the game wasn't in Cleveland and the first two games were in Cleveland and they were in the over in Jurassic Park, isn't that what they call? Isn't that what they call it?
The baby dinosaur.
Yeah, they call it Jurassic Park. That's what they call it.
Oh, they was feeling themselves too when they came over with that. They were like, This is great. This is great.
But because
I'm lucky I didn't get sued either, by the way.
Because it's in Cleveland, I think it's gonna happen. And also, I feel like you just said, he has their heart, their ambition, everything in his hand. They are so scared of him. They are just, it's a mental. At this point, it is mental now.
Oh, he's laughing. He's just watch what I can do. Give me the ball. I'm going to go here and score. I'm going to jump over 3 guys and score. I'm going to touch that ball off of the top of the backboard, drop it in, and beat y'all by 4 when I'm down 5. He's got that team worried.
He's real tough.
He really does.
They're like, man, they're looking at the stat line, man, how did LeBron go 19 for 17? That don't even make sense. They so shook. They look like reading the box score wrong. I'm like, that don't even make sense. Like, I swear. No.
I'm sorry, you say LeBron got 40.0 minutes?
Like,
That seems bad.
They shook.
Is that a thing?
It's funny. What y'all saying is so true though. But what you're saying, Bean, is like it's either gonna go one or two ways. You're either gonna blow them off the court. Either the Torontos have had their entire heart taken, and they're gonna get blown out. It's gonna be a ridiculous game to watch. Or they're coming. You know what? You're gonna have to beat us again, LeBron.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one or the two. It's not gonna be in between. It's not gonna be the tight game. It's gonna either be a blowout or they're gonna be like,
or a buzzer beater.
Yeah,
Again?
or a buzzer beater because we're like. We'll see what they're made out of, man, because they might have got their heart taken.
Yeah.
It's in this bag, so.
Yeah, it's DeRozan needs to. He didn't play for how 14 minutes.
He got benched from the end of the third quarter all the way through the fourth.
Through the fourth.
Did he?
He didn't go in at all in the
That's
fourth.
a difference maker, though.
And then,
You need
But then,
a
they,
guy
but
like
then they
that
got back
before.
in the game when he was off the court.
and when I don't know who was somebody scored. I think it was Kyle Lowry because he was really the one
the
who was
three-pointer.
making. DeRozan's eyes. He could not believe that he made that shot. They cut to him in the bench, and he was like,
Because Lowry been missing a lot of shots.
But
Let's
it
keep
was
That's
real.
Kyle Lowry right there.
Yeah.
He's not hitting those type of
Yeah,
shots.
let's be honest. Like, as everyone talking about DeRozan, DeRozan's been balling a little bit. Lowry's been the one to get real. When LeBron get up on him, Lowry palms get sweaty, behinds get tight. Lowry's over here like, yeah, let me what time is it? Okay, B. Was our flight back to Toronto?
"Is the game over?"
So when he
No.
came to
Lose
ball,
yet?
he came to ball this game. I was like, good for you.
Yeah, and DeRozan's face was just hilarious. He
Oh.
was more shocked than anyone in Cleveland. Like
You,
he looked, he couldn't believe it. He
If
could
you
not believe
if he loses, if they lose that game, do you think they blow that team up, or you think it's just a coach getting fired? Because you know they use the coach as the scapegoat,
Yes,
and-
always.
which is nonsense.
That's been the hot
No.
topic since that game, and a lot of people were speculating, that Dwayne Casey would be fired. But is it right to blame him in this?
Absolutely not.
No,
situation?
Dwayne Casey's he's an amazing coach. He's put in front of LeBron.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm one of
what are
those-
you gonna do?
I'm one of those guys that hate that coach firing thing because at the end of the day, if you play any sports, like my daddy would say this, he'd be like, the players got to play though. At the end of the day, you can talk about everybody wants to talk about X's and O's when the team loses. Oh, now it's X's and O's. Oh, okay. But if Toronto would sweep the Cavs and go to the NBA Finals and then go on and they get swept by the Warriors probably, but then the Dwayne Casey get fired then. Like you can't.
He's a hero then.
It's very easy to fire. They gonna fire him. That's cool. And then DeRozan and Lowry still gonna be underachieving.
But then do
Right.
you fire every coach that faces LeBron at any point in time? Because then it's all
I feel
all
like
come on.
It's
on
real.
that, you know what I mean?
For real. You see how Spo don't lose his job, right? Because they have the wherewithal to be like, he's a good coach.
Right.
I like that guy. I'll roll with that guy. If it gets like, we need a new voice, man, all right then, man, go ahead, man. But y'all still gotta play. Players gotta play. Don't they, Monty? Mira.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also think there's like a history between the two, you
Yeah.
know. So I feel like it's not as clear cut as other situations,
Right.
and
True.
I don't think he should be fired. I don't think so, but I feel like it's just a gray area because of
Right.
what happened last year, and they were the number 1 seed. What seed were they last year? The Raptors.
I
think
want to
three.
say
Three.
2 or 3,
So
maybe
see, like
4.
he's
but
been
up
he's
there.
been getting better,
One,
but
two. Yeah, he really has.
they've been getting better, and I think he's a really good coach. And I think if you're gonna fire the coach, you get rid of the other two too, and you just
That's how I
start
feel.
up-
Like, 'cause
start
with
Clear
all,
house?
with all due respect, because these guys got to play. Because when
Yeah.
he goes and y'all fire him and they're still there, because, they're under contract and you don't want to make the players mad because they get all emotional. These guys all get emotional nowadays. They still have to play.
Yeah.
Because when the coach is gone, then what? You still got to hoop.
You still got players
Right.
that need coaching, and just because you fire one coach, you think automatically, oh, we're gonna find someone immediately better.
Brad Stevens ain't going
Right
nowhere.
here.
He's staying in Boston.
They're not
right
idiots.
there.
Thanks for bringing up Brad
They ain't
Stevens.
That's my
he's
guy.
not gonna fire him.
I have dreams about Brad
We
Stevens,
wanna-
man. I'd have killed to be that dude. I think about him like late at night.
Oh, hello.
Because I wish I had a coach like
Slide
that when I
in
was
his
playing.
DMs.
Girl, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, yo, I wish I had you when I was playing.
Before we get into this Celtics Philly series, since we were talking about coaches real quick, I did want to mention this week in the NBA world, David Fizdale was hired as the New York Knicks head coach.
Yes.
So there's been some
Love
moves.
David
Yeah.
Fizdale.
How you guys feel about that? I like that. move.
Underrated,
I do
yeah.
too. I do too. When I heard about it, I was like, that's smart. That could be what they need.
See what
That
happens.
could be what they. And since we're talking about coaches, I wish I knew her name, but we might have a female.
Yes.
Becky Hammond? No.
Yes,
like- yeah, I
yes,
think it's-
yes.
yeah.
I think you're right.
Vice
Who
versa.
was working under Pop over at the Spurs, and
What better person to be under?
she's
though?
going to be interviewing for the Milwaukee
I hope
Bucks
so,
job.
man. Like,
Yeah.
have some
That's
guts, man.
awesome. Yeah, like, you know, be a pioneer. Maybe that's what you need.
It's about
right?
X's and O's, man. It's not about
Seriously.
gender, man.
No.
It's X's and O's. You draw up the X's, you draw up the O's, and these players play.
Yep.
We need to stop acting like a woman can't be a coach.
Right. You know the game. You know the game.
Period.
Right.
Like if you can coach better than Jason Kidd, you can coach better than Jason Kidd.
Which she can, guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
And you're absolutely right that it shouldn't be about whether you're male or female, but it is definitely something to note, and it's a great moment for
Oh
basketball.
no, it's
Yeah.
huge.
So
It
great.
shouldn't be
Bigger
understated
than people
by
Oh my
any
God, no.
means.
That's so awesome, and you know, hopefully it happens. Why not?
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, our last series of the night to talk about is our 76ers Celtics series, which has swung in a way that I didn't see coming. And
neither.
I'll admit, I guess I was part of the media bandwagon that jumped on Sixers and what did I have them in? I think I had them in 6.
Me too.
I
But
threw him in 7.
I was riding the excitement off of this team, and although they put up a really good effort, I think this last game, they celebrated a little prematurely.
Sure enough,
and
did.
the Celtics took the win 101-98 in overtime. They were outscored. Boston shot 12-9 in this overtime period, so they got that win.
That was a rough game to watch if you were a Phillies fan.
Yeah.
When Reddick
That
threw
hurt.
the ball back to Ben Simmons,
No.
me and my daddy, my daddy was like, you always watch the ball. You always watch the ball. It doesn't matter where you are, you watch the ball. And I could not believe JJ Reddick. I was like,
I know.
I think I tweeted, I was like, what did I just see? It just seemed like such careless, like not playoff basketball. Like
No, Monty. Well, I tell you, palms get sweaty, behind get tight, bro.
I just and then you go on to the play where Joel Embiid, they toss in the ball. I think Ben Simmons was throwing the ball in front, tossing the ball in, and then Joel Embiid gets it taken away. Like 2 really careless plays, very. And then that premature firework or streamer celebration with
confetti.
that 3 when it wasn't a 3, the confetti.
It shouldn't have been. The thing is, that shot shouldn't have been the shot to take him to overtime. That should have been the game-winning shot because you shouldn't have turned that ball over at the
Yeah.
end.
Well said, Mr. Bloom.
That
You are
was
so right.
That was the thing about. Y'all ever mad at yourself? Like you ever fight and argue with yourself because on one hand you're like, Ben Simmons is an amazing player and Joel Embiid is a process and the Sixers really should be winning the series, and on the other hand you're like Terry Rozier and Al Horford and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and you're like Marcus Morris, and what's going on? I'm saying this is out of all the series that have been in these 4, this is the one. The Celtics, they may have won it, but the Sixers lost the first
Yes.
game, no,
Interesting
but the
how you
last
say
2
that,
games,
yeah.
the Sixers lost these games. Careless turnovers, especially, I mean, that shot, that Marco Bellinelli shot to send him to overtime, that was lucky. Most of the time, a guy's not gonna, like, a guy
Yep.
like Bellinelli's not gonna be able to hit that shot, and you go into overtime, and you take the lead, and you let them just chip away, and at the end, you have the ball, and then Al Horford gets that steal, and it's just,
David Bloom.
they are making... They're a good team.
Preaching over here, boy.
They can win basketball games. They're just making those little key mistakes. But because of that, my headphones are falling off. I'm getting so heated.
It's getting hot, guys.
Because what I'm saying is, this is the series first time in a long time I've seen that I think that even though they're down 3-0, they actually have a chance to come back.
Without a question.
They actually do have a chance. They win 3 in a row.
They will not, however.
No. Right now, I said 7, but it's not looking like 7.
It's looking like 4.
It's looking like
They're
if
gonna
Terry
have to-
Rozier has anything to do about it, and Brad Stevens with his amazing timeouts, it's looking like
the greatest
4.
head coach in basketball.
Seriously, that guy, man, the
X's
plays
and
he,
O's.
you're right. Like that's all. He just draws up these plays where I think the team is like, really, coach? All right, let's
Yeah.
go.
Sure, let's do it. And they're
They're
like,
executing.
Yeah.
And having players like Jason Tatum who can put up 24 in a must-win game, like in a game like this that matters so much, is
Right.
amazing.
For
This
real.
playoff series has done so much for his stock as a player, considering we're down Kyrie, we're down Gordon Hayward.
2 best players on.
those are the
Those
best,
are their
those are the
stars.
best players on
Tatum-
that entire team. One goes down game 1, and one goes down for the entire playoffs. Doesn't even get to play against his man LeBron.
But Tatum, Horford, and Rozier, they're redefining
Balling.
they're kind of taking on the face of this team right now
Yeah.
and really just leading the charge
Yep.
and putting the heart of Boston on their backs right
Brown,
now
and
to do
Brown's
this.
balling too, even with the hamstring.
Yeah.
Right.
He's starting
Playing
to come
nice.
back. He's you can tell he's a little tender still, but he's still picking his spots, popping up his shots and stuff like that. So it's really good to see. And I like to formally apologize to I'm from Pennsylvania. Listen, I'm from Pennsylvania, man. So y'all gotta excuse me, man, because I said Boston and Cleveland were going to have collision course to the NBA final, like NBA Eastern Conference Finals, right? So this is what happens. All my Pennsylvania people start flying on my Facebook page, man, talking about, you're missing this team. This team is amazing. Trust the process. Trust the process. Then I go to sleep going, trust the process. Trust the process. Then I wake up going, 6 years and 6. And because it's my Pennsylvania blood has betrayed me. I never believed in y'all. Ever. So I hate that I sound wrong on this damn show because I want to be right on the top.
Watch, Philly's gonna come back and win in 7, and he's gonna be
I'm
like,
gonna be like, I told you. It's that Pennsylvania blood. I told you.
And that's when we'll run the tape and be like,
Right here, right now.
No, I'm admitting I'm wrong. So because I'm telling you, it is a wrap. I will never go against my favorite coach ever again. It's a wrap. I don't care if it happens in 6, 7, or 10. It's over.
it's over.
They ain't beating Boston, man.
No, they
No,
can't.
they're
Especially with those
not.
guys that Boston has and the way they're being coached. It's Nick Foles. I know it's going against a team from Philly, but it's Nick Foles. The way when a player like that steps up for a guy who got injured like Carson Wentz or like
Huge,
Kyrie,
man.
when Rozier can do that, that's when you win ball games.
Yep, that's
and he's
true.
dropping like 20 a night, and that's amazing.
Yeah. I like that you use Nick Foles as the example.
It's a really
That's
good,
a good one.
against the Sixers too.
Yeah, I know.
Against Philly.
I
This
like
time
that.
it's not working in your favor, Philly.
I like that.
You ain't
Well,
beating the
guys-
Patriots. You ain't beating Boston 2 times in a row.
That's what y'all thought, didn't y'all?
Philly, Boston, Philly. Hey, you like it?
Y'all burned all tapes if Philly comes back and wins. Burned all of this footage.
well, we'll
From
see
Emmy.
how that all plays out tomorrow. We got game 4 tomorrow at 3 p.m. West Coast time, 6 p.m. for all you East Coasters. So we'll see how that series pans out. Also have the Raptors Cavs game 4 tomorrow at 5:30 on the West Coast, 8:30 on the East Coast.
That's
So
over.
we'll see how it plays out. We'll be here next week to talk about it all, including how the Western Conference semifinals end up, how they play out through this week. So be sure to join us here again next week at 9 p.m. on the AfterBuzz Wrestling and Sports channel. That's all we have for this week, guys. It's been so fun. You guys can find me on social media everywhere at Christine Bean. Evan, where can they find you?
I'm your boy on Twitter, Instagram at Evan T Mack. I'll let your boy.
You guys can find me across social media at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos.
Yeah, you could find me at David H. Boom on Instagram and Twitter. CP3, happy birthday. You betrayed us, but
Woo!
happy 33, my man.
And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much.
LeBron James bag.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.